Hi guys, welcome to Mr. Cloudbook channel. Sorry for the delay in the videos because I have some works in the office. I traveled to Europe because of some office works, so I couldn't upload any videos for that. So this is the day 8 of the DevOps Masterclass. I'm going to explain how to configure the user information in Git. So why we need to configure the information? I mean, like the user information, is it necessary or what? So we need to know about it because we are using the Git or GitLab in the industry level because we need to push the code and pull the code and everything will be done within the GitHub or the GitLab. Okay, so we will see how to configure the user information in Git today. Why we need to configure the user information in Git? So this is the main point we are going to discuss about today. And before that, I can show you the information here. I have the Git installed, so you can give the git hyphen version command in your terminal. Okay, so this is the git version, and if you want to see any other commands, you can just give the git, so it will show the all the commands what we will do, like the clone or init or add, like that. If you want to see git sorry git help, so you want to know about clone, you can just give the clone here, so it will give the detailed information about the git clone command. Okay, so you can just click on view, it will automatically quit and you will see the whole screen again. So this is how you have to use the git. And user information is very necessary in git. Why we need the user information means I will explain detailedly, because this is also important topic, no one will teach you, but this will very useful for you. It will confirm your identity. So user information or the configure the user information will confirm your identity to a remote repository. And in realistic, there are so many people work for the same project, right? So not only single DevOps engineer or single developer works on the same project, but so many people works on the different developer works on the same project, right? And they all are committing their code in the same remote repository present on the remote machine. So every people will push the code to the same repository and pull the code from the same repository. So that is the remote repository, means it will stay on the GitHub, right? So every repositories will store on the GitHub. So all the developers do some changes and push the code to remote repository or do the some commits. And sometimes we need to identify that which code commit is done by which user. We have to know this particular code is pushed by which person. We have to identify, right? So we don't know, if we don't configure the user information, if we don't know that this particular person is pushed this kind of code, so it's having some kind of issues and this code is not good. And we can find easily who pushed that code and who made the commit, and everything will be easily identified by using the configure the user information. So we can easily identify the commit that done by the user. If user information is not configured on your local machine, so then how we will identify that user, right? So if user information is not configured on our local machine, we don't know how who did the commit and everything, right? So let's understand with the example. So I have some diagram also, so to make it more easy for you to understand, see, let's see, these are the developers, everyone. This is the project name is DevSecOps. So just for the understanding, so they everyone is cloning the repository, right? So everyone doing some kind of changes in their local mission. So the post clone into their local mission, this is the developer 1, developer 2, developer 3, 4, and some other guys. And so many developers are the ops engineers, everyone is pulling this same repository, because the ops engineer maybe try to add the some Kubernetes configuration. We don't know what the will change and what they will commit and what they will do updates in that particular old code. Okay, so everyone will do the clone or pull the repository to their local and do the changes. Each DevOps engineer will do the some changes, or the developer do the changes, and then he will try to push the code again back to the our project called DevSecOps, which is in the GitHub remote repository. So if this particular developer one doesn't configure the user information, so if he do some push changes, we don't even know which user done that particular commit, right? So if everyone not did any configuration, Git configuration, I mean, if anyone doesn't do any configure user information in their local machine, we don't know which person pushed that code to our project DevSecOps. We don't know anyone, right? So this is the importance of configuring the user interface we are talking about right now. So we don't know which commit is done by which user, and we need to identify who did that particular commit to easily identify the who made the mistakes. Some people do the mistakes. I mean, like, this is not mandatory, because some code automatically brings big some codes automatically bring lot of bugs. So we want to identify the user, and we want to identify the commits done by the user. So that's why we have to configure the user information. If user information is not attached or configured, we will face the issue, and very painful to understand or identify the developer who did the changes. So that's why the user information is very necessary to be configured in our GitHub or your local GitHub repository, or in the terminals, or in the local machine from which you are committing. So we are committing from our terminal, right? This is my machine. I am using my laptop. So in this laptop, I have to configure my user information. So this is the use of the user information. We will see the demo of the user information, how to we can configure the user information more detailed way. So I'm just explaining what is the use of the user information in the Git and everything. So let's see the demo also. So let's go here. So this is the Git, and let me create a new directory called mkdir. So let's call it as a DevSecOps is the directory I'm creating, and I'm changing into that particular one. So this is the directory. So you can print the directory also. PWD will print the present working directory. So you can see I am at users Ajay DevSecOps. This is the folder. So we don't have any files here. You can see. So we have dot and double dot. So before that, if you want to do some code and everything, you have to give the commit as a git init. So this is the main command. So it will create the .git repository, which is main. I already explained in the old videos. If you don't know, please watch that videos. So why .git repository is important. Okay. So see, using master as the name, so it will initialize the empty git repository. So if you see ls-la, so you can see we have the .git repository right now. We can go into that one. Okay. So if you see ls-la, so we have so many configurations, so many files and directories, which useful for the commit history and everything. That's why .git is very important. So we need to come back from this, and we need to do the configure of the user information right now. So we talked about why we need the GitHub user information in our local machine. So before that, the commands are to configure the information. Let me clear the screen so it will more easy to understand. So git config. So this is the command to use the config, and we need to do it globally. So whenever you push, we have to do globally. And first, the command is user.name, and the name is I am Ajay. So I am giving as my username as Ajay7 AY. Enter. So we need to give the mail also. So it will be useful for most of the conditions. So they can easily mail. So because of the issue, we are mailing you like that. So all you have to do is just give this one, and you have to change the git config hyphen global, and you need to change this one email. So that's it. And you have to change the example here. I mean, like, I'm giving simple one. So we have this one, right? Postbox dot is a 99. So this is the email I use. Enter. So this is mostly we use. So we can show we can see the configuration and user information also by using git config hyphen list. Enter. Oh, sorry. So you can see The username is Ajay7 and the mail is this one. Okay, user mail is postbox.aj. So you can click on view, and if you want to change the username, okay, so all you can do is git config hyphen global and user.name, and you can change the name here. So I want to change it to Mr. Cloudbook. Okay, and enter. So this is done. If I see the git config hyphen list, you can see the username is changed here. So this is the useful information we have to set before the doing any commits. Okay, so this is the main useful information we have to set in your local mission, so we can easily identify which user committed the which particular commit. Okay, and in the next video I will explain more detailed about the creating the new repository and pushing some commits in the easy way, and we will discuss about the branching strategies, and I explain how the industry level use the branching. So I will explain in the detailed way. So thanks for watching this video. Keep on supporting. I will update the videos daily from now onwards. Thanks for watching the video and keep on supporting to the Mr. Cloudbook channel.